Hey, we're live! Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I think that's covered all the bases, hasn't it? Welcome to today's RC Coffee Chat. Now, if you can hear me nice and loud and clear, please do let me know in the live chat which goes along with today's episode. And yes, by the looks of it, it's working great. So, with that said, thank you for joining me for today's RC Coffee Chat. And apologies, I'm looking up there and the camera's over there. Right. Brilliant. On to today's topics. Today is powered by caffeine and blind enthusiasm, just like every morning. And I'm leaving the chat running in the background so you can see yourselves chatting in the background as well. Right. Today's topics are yesterday's Flightline antics. And Chris, you're going to need to turn the volume down a bit because we have the WOMBAT in the house. So we have quite a big discussion about the WOMBAT. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. We have a mini update on the XUAV clouds. We also, on the topic of XUAV, we look at a new wing which is available from XUAV and what the material which it's made of. Kind of a surprising video which the chaps popped in there. And then a topic which is I've got to put some racking up today, so we'll see how that works out as well. So, blimey, Fox, you're up already. Fox was one of the guys, well, Brainness 360 was one of the guys which I was flying with yesterday. Happy days. Indeed. Oh, we actually do have two ladies in the room, so we need to mind our language a bit. I'm sure you've heard worse, and you'll hear what's said on the flight line. So this is flight line chat, so if we do enter a few naughty words, it's to be expected. So let's take topic number one, which was yesterday's antics. Now, I do have some photographs, which are... Where have we got? We seem to have like this optional accessory of a wing. And the reason why we have an optional accessory of a wing is because somebody, mentioning no names, Fox, actually flew his model across the top of the car and hit his antenna, which was on top of the car, and it sliced the wing off. It was like, whoa, where did that go? Landed. And oh look, there's the spare part as well. And we've already started naming parts of their flying site because that tree is now known as the Chuck Glider tree, as you may be able to tell by the Chuck Glider in there. It was like a big magnet. Every time they threw it, it would land in that tree, almost guaranteed to land in there. And in fact, I gave up taking photographs because when they did it another time, if we look around, it's in that image there somewhere. There is a Chuck Glider in that tree somewhere, and I'm really surprised that they didn't have to climb up and grab it. But what an absolutely fantastic flying location. I'd never been and flown at that site before. Absolutely brilliant. And as you could tell, it was kind of windy yesterday, to say the least. Yeah, unbelievable location. And you'll find out more about that at a later date. Right, on to the... Chris, you need to turn the volume down again. WOMBAT! Which is now sat next to me. And, yeah, didn't she do well? Absolutely brilliant. And I'm also checking out the dynamic range of the web camera because with the combination of my hoodie and how bright this one is, I'm surprised it's still working. So, yeah, I did have a Turnigy D2826 2200 kV motor on the back. I did have a question mark around the bearings when I put it on there, and I should have grabbed a brand new one because I know I've got some spares here. And yeah, the motor was absolutely shot. It made an absolute racket, and I was losing thrust on it. So right now I have a Sunny Sky X2212-9 1400 kV motor sat on the back, and we're going to put a 7x4 or 7x5 prop on it later. So yeah, if I get out flying today, we'll pop a 7-inch prop on the back. Now, if anybody has a suggestion on a decent Cobra motor to stick on the back of this one, or another motor. Remember, the max prop size is 7 inches, and the more mental, the better. Please do let me know in the chat, or if you're watching the recorded version of this one, do let me know down in the comments section, because I am now after speed. Don't get me wrong, she was no slouch on the flight line at all. But looking back and reviewing the flight footage, I need more speed. That's just my basic summary. I need more speed. So that's what I'm going to be hunting for. Now, a little tip for those of you which are in the build stage of the Wombat. You do not need a lot of movement in these ailerons. In the recorded footage, when we've got running FPV, I take her up on high rates and it spins like a possessed hamster. It's almost like a warbird with the ailerons out on the wingtips. They give you so much control, it's unreal, and I need to go and change my rate setting in my Tyrannus so that I basically... I need to take about a third off my high rate set. Well, I need to take a third off all the rate settings, in short, because even on low rates, it was mad. So I will leave my low and medium rates how they were, but I am going to stick an awful lot more expo in them because when she rolls ridiculously fast, absolutely mental. And as you saw in the Maiden yesterday, the wind conditions were hardly ideal. In the line of sight, Maiden, oh, it just hovered there, and that's how windy it was. Absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Nibis says, right, I'm just copying that one, and I'm going to stick that in another window over there. Thank you, sir. Oh, I seem to have broken Google now. There we go. Right, thank you for that suggestion. Wayne says, I wonder how a 70 to 90 EDF would do on the back of the Wombat. It would probably be absolutely bat poop crazy, but would make a horrific noise at the same time. We are due, when the weather gets better, to create hyperdrive for the Texumo. That's a project which I'd like to get done at some point. So we have, hyperdrive on a Texumo. So, but yeah, EDFs, good fun, but screams so much, so much. Matt, I did see a Wombat on YouTube yesterday with rudders. Man, talk about a snappy turn. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, actually, one thing is that this one doesn't have the same like stall characteristics as the other twin boomer, which I've got, which is a Micro Sky Hunter. And when you bring that one up, and the back end on that one just kicks round, and you'll see me do it. You need to watch closely for me trying to do exactly the same thing. And this one just seems to track in the sky a lot better, and it won't kick its butt around on you, which is actually kind of nice. It makes it more predictable, whereas the Micro Sky Hunter, it really does kick its ass around on you, and it does make for a visually attractive turn, but can catch you out. I've had it overcook on me a few times. I don't see the Wombat doing that to me at all. Ruds says, Matt, do you use Expo? How much? In short, my general setup for Expo is 30 Expo on elevator and ailerons. That's my standard setup, always 30 Expo. For the rudder, I always run about 50 Expo because for me, when I'm using the rudder, it's normally kind of like a hardcore movement. So that I'm trying to knife edge, or I'm trying to do a stall turn, or I'm just doing something stupid with the sticks. So 50 Expo on the rudder is always a good idea for me, especially because I'm not that graceful on my left thumb on the throttle stick, because you've seen how it floats bang straight up. It's like it's on and off, you know. It's not the throttle stick. You might as well just change it for a three-way, well, no, just a two-way switch, on or off. Straightforward as that. So yeah, crazy. Right, yeah, Aussie Wombats, they don't fly, they burrow. Yeah, this is a British one. They chomp air for a pastime. Don't be sexist, Matt. Of course, your language for ladies and gents. Yes, sorry, I don't discriminate against either. Thank you, Jeff, for pointing me on that one out. Right. So what have I got here on my notes? Less than ideal wind conditions, like we covered a few moments ago. And I'm sure you saw the wind in the Maiden. And Shane, yes, I did use a 3S battery for a Maiden because I refused to waste a 4S battery for FPV. Yeah, the bearings were shot on the motor, and there was a note in there, Shane's already ribbed me for using 3S. That's my excuse. I'd rather save a 4S battery for FPV. It's a quick look on there. Well, yeah, we had the note about it's more like a warbird with the ailerons out on the edges, so it is extremely sensitive. I will be cranking the Expo up to about 40 in the aileron movements. The elevator, I did have to put quite a lot of down trim in there, and actually coming back and looking at this, that did level out the elevator. So yeah, the ballooning was because of I had a slight bit of reflex in the elevator, which now in hindsight I did on purpose to ensure that she always had some up in her. And again, I ran it nose heavy, and I did put some up in the elevator in preparation. Again, I always run my models nose heavy, especially for their maidens, and this one, it was great. It's great. You couldn't have asked anything better for a Maiden, in short. Part 2. Oh, yeah. Part 2 is on its way. Now, I guarantee you, point blank, you are going to duck when you see that video footage. It took me 3 passes to get the balls to come, because there was like this clump of trees to my left, and I've never flown at this flying site before, so I kind of knew that there were some trees to my left. And getting the approach right was really, really tricky. And I guarantee you, the last time I go underneath that branch, I will make you do that on your screen, because it was that close, put it that way. So I'll get that one rendered up as soon as I can. And I've left myself this question where now I am super impressed with the model, genuinely now. And remember, I bought this one out of my own money as well. Mainly just to wind up Shane, to be frankly honest. But no, on a very serious point, I really like it, and the colour scheme, it just suits me. It's me all over. Bright orange. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Do need to change the motor over on it. I do need to do a tweak. I am on the FPV camera. I am seeing the sides, either side of the camera, which is, I do like that, because then you get the perception of height and speed around you a lot better than just having the camera out on the nose. But on the flip side, it is a little bit distracting, and I also do need to put a Torrid coil in there, another one of those little iron ferrite coils, and run the power lines around it, because I am picking up noise on the FPV camera. Not unusable noise by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just getting lines being brought up, which I've had on other models as well. And I also do need to go and get some decent 4S batteries as well. And the reason for that is that I do like this model a lot, and I do need some decent high-C batteries, and my big 2200 graphene pack is just not going to fit in there, because it's a monstrous great big pack. And I also thinking out aloud, I do need to dig down in the battery bay a little bit more, so I can basically fit more battery in there and still be able to close the lid. Yesterday I did make up this little lid thing with some core flute and a little carbon rod in there to get it in and out, but I have resorted to using tape on the top, so that does need to be looked at today. So I will get the soldering gun out today and dig that area out a little bit more. I'm not worried about compromising the strength of the nose, because I know how much carbon fibre I put in the nose, and you probably know how much carbon fibre I put in the nose, and even if you haven't seen how much carbon fibre I put in the nose, you know what I'm like, and I've probably put a shed load in there. Which I absolutely did. So, Chris, you need to turn the volume down. The WOMBAT! Absolutely amazing. Really enjoy it. Can't wait to get out and fly it a little bit more. But the weather here is absolutely sucky nuts for quite a couple more days, which is a bit pants. Now, I am trying to keep half an eye on your chat in the background. Tyler, I want to see Matt do long-range FPV. We do have to stay within the laws of the United Kingdom to do with FPV. We do have some specific guidelines to adhere to, so whatever you see will be edited, put it that way. Let's have a quick look. Jeff says, yes, Zero Team legit, it's 4S and above. I will stick 4S in there. I did stick 4S in there. But I'm not wasting a 4S battery on the Maiden. That was my view. Happy days. What's the weight of it? About that heavy. I don't know. I'd probably say about a kilo. Yeah, probably a kilo all loaded up. I am looking around for the scales. If I spot the scales rods, I will stick it on there. No, sorry, Ruds, I cannot see. Oh, I can. Give me a moment because I'm curious. Now, we are missing a propeller on here. And I do need someone to stick this on, so. Just fold that box up there a moment. Stick that on there, move that out of the way. So one of the nice things about the live chat, we can do some of these things ad hoc. Right, I do have a battery pack in there. Yeah, there is a 4S 1.6 battery pack in there. So this would be classed as the all-up flying weight. Oh, I take that back. That's 858 grams. Now, for those of you in the Americas, that is 114.2. So £1.14, whatever. What do you use? Ounces, isn't it? Yeah, ounces. So whatever that is. Yeah. Or 800 and something grams. Not that heavy at all, so my kilo estimate was completely wrong. That is with battery as well, and do note I am missing a propeller as well, and it has excessive amounts of carbon fibre in it too. Absolutely brilliant. Right, next topic, clouds update. So you may have seen in the, oh hang on, there's another photograph from yesterday. I gave the lads some propellers while I was there. So while I'm finding, where is it? Trying to find it. Yeah, so that was, I hope, not the ends of an AXN, because they are fantastic models. I'm sure with a bit of tape and plenty of hot glue, that would come back and survive another day. So a quick update on the clouds. I have laminated its first part, and that was the lid to go on there. Although I have been seeing Aero FPV's introductions to the clouds yesterday, and he did do his top covers black, and it does look really sexy. But the slight issue is I've been and run out of black covering film, so I need to go and order some. In short, and I'm going to get some more of that chrome stuff as well. Really nice. I really do like the brushed chrome, and I do buy that from Hobby King. It is really good stuff. And you remember, oh, that is the stuff with the backing on the back as well. You do have to take the backing off, otherwise it doesn't stick. Otherwise, I end up taking the PP out. My wife for trying to iron it on with the backing on there, and of course it's not sticking. Oh, brilliant, Fox. I think he's already fixed his AXN. That is happy days, and I am just keeping an eye on the chat in the background. Now, we did have another topic on the XUAV. Now, I don't know how well this is going to play. So, there's a new wing on Banggood right now, which is made by XUAV. And we're really lucky because just like the Team Legit guys, most of them are in the Facebook group. And I did tag Finn Dew, who is one of the guys from XUAV, and I said, well, Finn Dew, can you help us understand what is MFM, which is the material which it's made out of, and what benefits it has over EPO or EPP foam? Now, Finn's going to come back with MFM is a new kind of material that can be toughly used and can better protect equipment. Now, keep that but in the back of your mind, because I'm going to go and hit play on this, and I hope it comes out right for you. I would say that's probably, let me just rewind that. I missed it. No, I missed it again. Let me just rewind that a second. Did he just hit himself in the head with a wing because it bounced off the ground? Absolutely crazy stuff. I don't know what the structure of it is. I don't know what MFM means, but what I do know is that stuff looks pretty damn robust. How mad is that? Now, if you do want to watch that video, I will put a link to the Facebook group in the video description for you. If you've not already joined, hit the join button on the top right hand corner, and one of us will pick up your join request later this morning. Absolutely bonkers stuff. But on the flip side, price is an issue. That little wing is not very big and it costs a lot of money. And again, I just want to make this 100% clear to you. That is a 75 centimeter wing. We have to do your own conversion into inches. We'll say a couple. So a tiny little wing, because it's smaller than a Texumo and just a little bit bigger than a bonsai, is $110. I won't be buying one. And it's not because I've got anything against XUAV. I just won't be spending $110 on a single wing. Well, a wing like that for that kind of size. For just a little bit more, I could have an FG36 from Team Legit, for example, which I've got here in a box, still waiting to get built. Yeah, but tough. Yeah, crazy. But the price is high because it's a new material. So very, very curious. And I'd also like to say thank you to Finn for posting that video in there. I do think you need to duck next time when you bang it on the ground. So yeah, as Wayne says here in the background, and let me just put that on there. As Wayne says, costly, yes, indeed. Memory foam is polyurethane with additional chemicals, creating its viscosity and density. Yeah, crazy stuff. Turbo says I had an Apex over here last night, so you might or may not see one of those in the future. I don't know yet. Well, I kind of do know. We'll save that for another day, so let's go and move topics. Next topic is, it's the last topic of this morning, so let's just pause for a quick slurp. I've got to put a load of racking up here in the office today so I can mount a lot of the wings and models up on the wall, which is actually where my thumb is, back there. I need to put get this right, I need to put some racking up there, a racking across, no, that way, across the top, and then some racking down the opposite side so I can get some of these models just posted up. I am starting to now become quite brutal with the models which I've got here. As many of you know, the Sky Shadow, as Bruce has literally just been and done his build and Maiden of it. It's literally, that was posted, well, for me today, because I only saw it this morning. Mine is actually leaving me. It's going on to a new home. It's a great model, don't get me wrong, but to be brutally honest, I'm bored of it now. It's bloody good fun. It's tough as all boots, but I keep looking at it going, well, it's good fun. It's great for FPV, but for me, I got to put that Turnigy 2K crap camera in the front of it, and that doesn't do it for me. It's probably if it was the summer, I would probably have kept it because the video footage would have been better, blah, blah, blah. But then Rich, one of the guys which I fly with, said he was going to go and buy one, and I was like, well, hang on. I've got one here. I've had my fun out of it. Make us a sensible offer and it's yours. So he did. So it's going to be his, and I've been here. I've cleaned it up. He knows exactly what I've done with it as well. There's no hiding that. But the point is, I don't think Rich is going to do anything anywhere near what I've been and done to it. And plus, it's being reinforced again on top with like 4 or 5 carbon strips in it. So it's tougher than the original. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Yeah, 7W. Yeah, that wing. It's too expensive. It's too expensive. But I do appreciate why. But anyway, who knows? Is everybody flown one here? Can we pass judgment until it's been flown? I don't know. So it's gonna be unicorn stuff until determined otherwise. Wayne, you have evolved. Thank you, sir. I've evolved into a red hoodie now. So that is today's RC topics. Click this on there. I'll leave the chat there running in the background. Right, so what did we cover today? Yesterday's antics. And Chris, you need to turn the volume down again because we have the WOMBAT. in the house, and she had a Maiden, line of sight Maiden. We also had the FPV Maiden as well. And by the way, if you wondered what the Chris turned the volume down for, we had a quick chit chat in the Facebook group beforehand, and he said he didn't want to wake his wife and kids up with Matt shouting "Wombat" at the screen, so I've just given him pre-warnings in front each time it's come out. Let's have a quick look. We had the Wombat Maiden yesterday, absolutely fantastic in the sky, but I need more power, I need more speed. And what I'm going to do this morning, I will edit up the second FPV flight for you, and I'll post that in the Facebook group this morning-ish. I have to say ish because it is Sunday, and that's Daddy and Daughter Day. So we'll, as soon as they wake up, we'll go out and terrorise the world, I'm sure. But I will go and start getting that one edited this morning. As soon as it's ready and uploaded, I will post it in the Facebook group for you. We had an update on the clouds as well. We had a look at a new wing, and I've got to put some racking up. And one for you is that GearBest were in touch a good couple of days ago. They are sending one of these over, which I've not given you like the best look of it. It is a XK700C. It's only rudder and elevator by the looks of it. And I've said yes to it for a couple of reasons. Number one, it looks kind of like small and compact, and it does come with a transmitter. So I'm taking the point of view of this one. How good would this be as a trainer model? Because it is this like all-in-one kit to get you up and flying. I also said yes because we have the potential to then go on and mod this one further, and we'll see what size the batteries bay is like. We'll get it modded up with some ailerons as well, and maybe do an FPV conversion to her as well. But I want to stress the primary reason why I've said yes to this one is because I am always interested in decent trainer models, because right now it's a point blank answer of go and get yourself an AXN model. But then in the back of my mind, I know that you still have to, even with the plug and fly kit, which it isn't, the ESC in it, the back inside of it is just not up to the task. You still need to fit your own radio gear, you still need to go on and buy a battery, and you still need to set up everything on there. This one, for literally 20 quid more, has the potential to remove some of that pain from the process. So I will be taking this one from the point of view, is it good as a trainer? Would it make a good first model? Fingers crossed, it's going to be a good first model. And I also see that it's got potential in there for us to mount some servos in the wings, so we give her ailerons as well, rip out whatever kit we've got inside, see if we can get a bigger battery in there, and also get it hooked up for FPV. Again, its size makes it also interesting as well. Stuff which you can easily keep in the back or in the boot of your car. Wings are typically a fantastic example of that, because they don't take up much space in the boot of a car. But those of you which do like an elevator and a rudder per se, yeah, it's going to be curious. So I did say yes to that one because I am on the hunt for decent trainers, and it's not that big, and also, frankly speaking, it's not that expensive either. So it took a lot of personal blocks for me, ticked quite a few boxes for me personally. So I'm just going to quickly move across to your questions. If I've missed one of your questions or I've missed part of your chat today, I do apologise. I've just kind of focused on getting through today's topic. So with that said, Wayne says, thank God the tree wasn't orange. Lauren says, what's the wingspan? I don't think it's that big. Where was it? I did see in here somewhere. I'm being blind. It's not that big. I think, I do believe it's about 80 centimeters, but I may be wrong. On there. Okay. Nice to have a ball. Yeah, that XK is a great trainer. Wayne, that is fantastic to hear. That's what I'm looking for, because the more people which we can entice to this hobby, the better. Again, we're going through, as a hobby, we're going through times of change. So the more people which get flying, absolutely the better. So that's why I'm interested in that model in the background, because it does look nice and straightforward. So a quick self-leveling and easy to fly. I have the A1200 Let It Go in the air and relax. I love that, and I'm sure you've seen me on the flight line before. I take one of those little folding deck chairs with me, and I'll quite happily sit back there. I'm not even 40 yet, and I'll still sit there on the flight line and just sit there and enjoy it. Whether I've got the goggles on or I'm doing some line of sight stuff. Couple of lads on the flight line, no wife, no kids, no stresses. Perfect. It's like one of the perfect hobbies. And you don't have, it's not like fishing where you're going to have to handle a wet fish and freezing cold and your hands are always freezing. You get a chance to warm up. You can have a chat with your mates. There's so many good things about this hobby. It's really cool. Let's have a quick look. It's going to cut off the motor. You're going to turn it into a sloper. That is another potential for that model. What is it like on the slope? Good point. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Wayne says your kids could fly that in 10 minutes, Matt. Brilliant. That is kind of what we're after. So, on that note, from myself, Matt, Chris, you need to turn the volume down. And it's WOMBAT! It's time for me to go. Thank you ever so much. Joanne, you have so much faith, and you're wondering why I'm laughing. Thank you, Joanne. They can fly forever into trees. Yes, I will teach them well how to climb trees and retrieve models. So it's time for me to go. Thank you ever so much for joining me for today's RC Coffee Chat. Fantastic. Before I go, I do have two other notes. As always, a shameless plug for the Facebook group. I'll put a link to the Facebook group in the video description for you. If you go across to facebook.com/groups/rag the nuts off, or instead of trying to type that out, the linky is underneath this video. Click on that link, press the join button on the right hand side, and there are now over 400 fellow pilots just like yourself. So if you are struggling with something or you want to ask me a question, please do use the Facebook group. I genuinely don't take any notice of messages left on YouTube or messages sent via Facebook. So if you have a question, please do use the Facebook group. And the reason why I'm suggesting that is because there will be 400 other fellow pilots which can help you with your query. And let's not pretend anything else here. There are 400 very, very good experts with RC in that group, and I'm not counting myself as one of those. There's 400 very, very capable pilots in the Facebook group which can help you. So, and of course, because of the time zones, the likelihood is somebody will give you an answer back before the time I even see it as well. So Facebook group's there, 400 plus fellow pilots. Click the join button and pop in and say hello. Put a photo up of your favourite model. Just pop it in. That'd be really cool. And the other one is that if you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, underneath this video, you'll see the link where it says Matthew Ogborn and a red button which says subscribe. Click on subscribe, press the little bell icon so that you get alerted every time there's a new episode which comes out to you. And ultimately, if you are watching this episode but not the live version, have been unable to join in with the live chat, don't panic. Any questions or comments, do leave me a comment underneath this episode and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And on that note, yes, Lauren, we are up to 400 now. Crazy stuff. You and somebody else have been doing a great job at keeping on top of the members. And Lauren, thank you. And I didn't even tell you. So happy days. So on that note, good morning, good afternoon, or in Jeff's case, good evening and good night. From myself, Matt, as always, thank you for joining me for today's RC Coffee Chat. And I'll see you about the same time tomorrow morning. Cheerios!